Okay, now this question is based on parallelogram. You need to calculate the perimeter of PQRS, which is given in the question that it's a parallelogram. Okay, it's a parallelogram. Now if it's a parallelogram, then you can say that PQ is parallel to SR and PS is parallel to QR, and if this is true, then you can say that PQ is equals to SR and PS is equals to QR. So PQ is equals to SR, which is equals to 12 centimeters, right? And PS is equals to RS, which is equals to 7 centimeters, right? Now you need to calculate the perimeter of this parallelogram. So if this is 7, then this side is also equals to 7 centimeters, and this, if this is 12, then this side is also equals to 12 centimeters. Okay, now perimeter of triangle PQR, oh sorry, perimeter of parallelogram PQR is not a triangle. Okay, so you can say that perimeter of PQRS, which is a parallelogram, is equals to PQ plus QR plus RS plus SP. So PQ is 12, this is 7, this is 12, this is 7. So 12 plus 7 is 19. Okay, so 19 plus 19 is equals to 38 centimeters. So this is the perimeter of this parallelogram PQRS. Please note it down fast. I hope this thing is clear to you all, that if this is a parallelogram, then opposite sides are parallel and equal. That means this side is parallel to this and also equal. Similarly, this side is equals to this side and also parallel. Okay. Now I take one more example based on the angle. Now take out your NCERT page number 51. So this is from page number 51, exercise 3.3, question number 2nd. You have some, there are some parallelograms are given to you in the question, and you need to answer on that basis. Okay, so this angle is Y, this angle is Z, this angle is X, and this angle is 100 degrees. Okay, you can label this figure like A, B, C, D. Now you need to calculate the value of X, Y and Z, and this thing is given to you in the question that this is a parallelogram. That means you can say AB is parallel to DC and AD is parallel to BC. So you can say, as per this given condition, you can say that AB is parallel to DC as well as AB is equals to DC, right? Similarly, AD is parallel to BC, and on the basis of this, AD is equals to BC. Okay, now if this is a parallelogram and these are the two parallel lines, that means these two are the interior angles, right? And you know that the sum of interior angle is equals to 180 degree, as I have already covered this in this video. Okay, now you can say angle C plus angle B, angle C plus angle B is equals to 180 degree, and the logic behind this is sum of interior angle. Sum of interior angles of a parallelogram is equals to 180 degrees. Okay, now in place of C you have X, and in place of B you have 100 degrees. So the value of X is equals to 180 minus 100, which is equals to 80 degrees. So the value of X that you get here is equals to 80 degrees. So you got X equals to 80 degrees. Now once you got this value, now you can say that these two are opposite angles. Similarly, these two are opposite angles, and you know this thing that angle C is equals to angle A is equals to 80 degrees. And what is A? So you can say angle X is equals to angle Z is equals to 80 degrees. Okay, you can say opposite angle of a parallelogram. Opposite angles of a parallelogram. Opposite angles of a parallelogram. So I am representing parallelogram like this. Okay, similarly you can say the value of y is equals to 100. You can say value of y is equals to 100 with the same reason that opposite angles of a parallelogram. Okay, opposite angles of a parallelogram. Note it down fast. So in this way you have calculated all the values of x, y and z. Okay, so this is the value of x, this is the value of z, and this is the value of y. Note it down fast. So here you apply two properties of parallelogram. One is the sum of interior angle equals to 180 degrees, and the opposite angles are equal. Okay. Note it down fast. Then we will cover another question. Now students, this is the second part. This is the third part of question number second. So question number second, third part of same exercise 3.3, page number 51. Okay, you need to calculate the value of x, y and z. X, y and z. Now, okay, before starting this, I'll give you some explanation of vertically opposite angle, corresponding angles and alternate interior angles. Okay, let's say you have these two parallel lines. Let's say you have two parallel lines. Let's say this is AB and this is CD, and there's a transverse line L, and L is a transverse line. Now I designate some values to this: angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7, angle 8. Okay, now you can say angle 1 is equals to angle 3. So I'm writing here angle 1 equals to angle 3. Angle 1 is equals to angle 3. Angle 5 is equals to angle 7. Similarly, angle 2 is equals to angle 4. And angle 6 is equals to angle 8. And the logic behind is corresponding angles. These all are corresponding angles. Okay. These are corresponding angles. Now the next type of angles are vertically opposite angle. Okay, so you can say angle 2 is equals to angle 5, angle 1 is equals to angle 6, and you can write angle 3 is equals to angle 8, and angle 7 equals to angle 4, and the logic behind these is vertically opposite angles. These are vertically opposite angle. These are vertically opposite angle. Okay, then third type of angles are angle 5 equals to angle 4, and angle 6 is equals to angle 3. These are alternate interior angle. Okay, so these are the three types of angles that are related with parallelograms. Okay, now if this is 90 degree, that means this angle is also 90 degree, and if this is 90 degree, then this angle is also equals to 90 degree, and if this is 90 degree, then the value of x is also equals to 90 degree, right? Or you can simply write, if this angle is 90 degree, so x is equals to 90 degree. The reason is vertically opposite angle, so you can write angle x is equals to 90 degree. The reason is vertically opposite angle. Okay, now if this is 90 degree, then using angle sum property, now please note it down first, then I'll rub this part. Okay, please note it down fast, or I'll write here. Okay, no problem. So let's say this is a triangle PQR. and let's say this point is O and let's say this point is R. In triangle POR, angle Y plus 90 plus 30 is equals to 180. Angle sum property, okay? You will write angle sum property. So angle Y plus 120 equals to 180 degrees. So angle Y is equals to 180 minus 120, which is equals to 16 degrees. So angle X is equals to 90 degrees. Angle Y is equals to 60 degrees. Now, how to calculate angle Z? Now, angle Z can be equals to angle Y. The reason is these are the alternate interior angles, okay? Angle Z equals to angle Y. You can write angle Z is equals to angle Y is equals to 60 degrees. The reason is alternate interior angle. Alternate interior angles. So please note it down fast. This concept is very important, okay? This concept is very important because this concept is related to parallelogram. So whenever you are talking about parallelogram, you have three angles, three different types of angles, corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, and vertically opposite angles, okay? Please note it down fast because this is a parallelogram. So PR is parallel to, if you are label this part like POR, and let's say this is Q and S, okay? Q and S. So PR is parallel to QS, PQ is parallel to RS, okay? These two angles are vertically opposite angle. Then you applied angle sum property that all the interior angles of a triangle is equals to 180 degrees. Then angle Y equals to angle Z. The reason is alternate interior angles, okay? Note it down fast. So this is all for the day. I hope all these things are clear to you. If not, you people are free to ask me in the Zoom session, but before that you all need to watch these videos and upload the work on time, submit your work on time, and do attend your Zoom sessions, okay students? Okay then, thank you.